Hey, what's up, chess friends? This is DT with Chess Reviews, bringing you a review of the amazing professional series Chessmen by House of Staunton. This particular set is a 3 3/4 inch king and rosewood and boxwood. The set you see in front of you here, this is a 2003 set, so it's, it has a few years in them. They might be slightly different than the ones that you might get now, but I think overall this will give you a really good idea of what you will get. So let's begin with application. I have broken down application in 3 categories. One is blitz, fast play, how well will the pieces do in that role. Another one is a showpiece. If I display them in my house, in my cigar room, how will they do there? And then just regular play at the club or in the house, slower paced than fast, and blitz. So for blitz, these pieces are amazing. They have these really broad bases. Let me move the pieces a little bit here. They have these really broad bases, and they're very adequately weighted, thus making these pieces, I already begun with the banging of the tripod, making these pieces extremely stable. I don't know if you saw that, but that's quite the tilt. I mean, you can go all Michael Jackson in these guys, and they will drop like any other set, but they're very, very, very stable. The only caveat I would give you when it comes to, say, blitz for these pieces is that, yes, they're stable, but they're also very finely crafted. See, look at the detail in that crown. I will probably choose a different set, one that I wouldn't be so worried about breaking. Now, it's not to say that this is a vulnerable design issue or anything like that. So far these haven't broken, and they have fallen on their side and stuff. But if I could, I would choose something else. But say for instance you don't care, either you're made out of money or you don't really care, period. Yeah, these pieces would do excellently and in a fast playing environment. How about display pieces? I guarantee you that if you set these pieces out in your house and people came over, they would start up conversations. They would ask you about it because it's just beautiful. See, another possible weak point would be the color, kind of going back, but at the same time to show you how beautifully designed the pawns are. Getting back again to my second point, which is showpiece. The detail in these guys is amazing. How about the knight? I mean, this knight is simply amazing. Look at that. How clean. Well, I'm probably jumping ahead on my talking points to craftsmanship, but beautiful, right? And definitely, if you were to play in the club or at home, yeah, this is an amazing set for those kinds of settings as well. So just about anything you want to do with these pieces, you could do. This is probably the one set, you buy this set and you don't have to buy any more, probably be that kind of set for you. How about the design? This set, according to the website, the design of the set was heavily influenced by the Hearthstone design. No, I'm not a collector. I'm a collector of chess pieces, but I don't collect Jacks of London or really old sets that are too expensive. I'm not made out of money. But what I believe that means is a design. It marks a point in time in the line of designs that Jacks of London had around towards the end of the 1800s. And I'm rolling in here some pictures that I found on a website, and you can definitely tell that there's an influence. The knights are a little bit different for sure, because I don't think that House of Staunton was going for, you know, a replica or anything. They were using the Hearthstone design as a departing point for their design, for the design of these pieces. Now I also want to clarify that these images they belong to the creators, to the content creators, to the person who created that website. You know, I'm putting a link in the description. I give him full credit for it. Those are not my pictures. So yeah, how about the flow? I think the flow, and but what I mean by that, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, is that, you know, how do the pieces all look like they belong to one set? I would say yes. The flow on the set is outstanding. Excellent, you know, continuity. Look on them all in a row here, if I can fit them in. It just doesn't get a lot better than this, really. Resemblance to photographs, I would say 90%. I mean, if you were to do this here and leave these pieces, this is almost perfect. I have to say, even going back to the pictures in, you know, from 2003, and I'm going to roll here a picture from Wayback Machine. This is December 2003, I believe, House of Staunton. The knights just are a little bit more striking. You know, you can definitely tell they put forth their best set, and that's just to be expected, of course. But yeah, that's why I'm taking a few points off in that of the, you know, resemblance to photographs category there. How about quality of materials? Well, both woods here. Let's remove these ones. We have boxwood and rosewood. These are trusted, old reliable woods that we have been using to manufacture chess pieces for a long time. So yeah, no problems there. How about the felt bottoms? As I mentioned, these pieces are 11 years old, and they haven't used moderately. I have so many sets that I rotate, but I have used these pieces quite a bit, and so far I'm not seeing any signs of wear and tear on these guys, which leads me to believe that this is a really high quality material, and it's to be expected, right? When you're paying, I don't know, $150 to $200, whatever it is. Right now, these pieces are, I don't know if I mentioned this already, selling for $220. That's outstanding value. Back when I bought them, I paid around $150, maybe less. I bought them through eBay. And yeah, that was also an amazing deal. I think I was extremely happy because I got a really good deal that way. So yeah, in terms of quality materials, no surprises there. Excellent. How about craftsmanship and finish? What do I need to say? Anything more about that? Craftsmanship is top of the line. I mean, look at the back of that knight. Are the ones made in 2014 to this degree of craftsmanship? I don't know, because I don't have one. But I wouldn't see why not, right? And this is where I encourage you guys to make your videos. If you have a newer one and you find that that is not the case, or that it is, make your video and share it with us. But that's craftsmanship. You look at all these pieces, and this is amazing. Look at the rook. How beautiful is that, and how well crafted is this? How about the bishop here? How clean are those cuts? Perfect, right? Oops. How about kings? How about ding in there due to use? And that's an honest wear and tear on my part. Look at the crown. The crown on this particular set, don't know if this is the case for modern or newer professional series chessmen. They have removable crosses. Some people like that, some people don't. Honestly, I don't really care either way. You know, it's not like I remove them and put them back in there all the time. How about the finish? The finish is great. Some pieces, and the finish on some of the pieces is holding off better than others. Like on the rooks, no problems. I'm trying to show you here with some of the reflection. No problems there at all. On the king, I can tell that right around this area here, the finish might be wearing a little bit thin. And it's not bad though, they're still there, and what I do is I wax them about once a year to make sure that I protect that. Oops, sorry. How about on the black pieces? Excellent. Craftsmanship also, you can tell by the tooling marks, very minimal, probably can't even see it, you know, from when they're turning the pieces. Let's see, so that's craftsmanship and finish. How about durability? Well, I take care of them. I don't put them, I don't know, through any sort of torture test or anything like that, and I haven't really carried them in my tournament bag or anything like that. They have always been in the box. So yeah, I take care of them. But durability so far, under normal use, it's been great. No chips, no cracks, nothing. Replacement piece availability, I would venture to say that it is good. I don't know if I will be able to find exact matches after 11 years, say if I lost a piece or if something broke. When I bought this set, it was missing one of the black pawns. The game was 7 pawns, and I contacted the guys at House of Staunton, and they immediately sent me 2, and I was able to match one of them perfectly. I don't know, it could have been this one, I'm not sure, because you couldn't even tell really, and I looked at them later after that to see if I could spot the pawn, the replacement pawn, and I was never able to do that. So excellent match. How about the weight? Well, the weight for this set, it was advertised at 44 ounces back in 2003. On the scale, on my scale, I'm rolling in a picture right now, is showing at 42 and a half ounces. So just a insignificantly less less weight. It's like an ounce and a half. Now the newer sets, according to the website, the weight for the set is 54 ounces, and I would really love to feel to be able to handle those particular pieces, because at 42 and a half ounces, each piece here is very adequately weighted. Like I said though, these are not the heaviest pieces, but it's by no means a light piece. So if you add 11 and a half ounces to that or so, if my math serves me right, I'll be interested to see how stable those pieces would be. Same height. The bases though are a tiny bit less broad on the newer sets according to the website. Although, you know, you have to take those numbers with a grain of salt because these are handcrafted items. So the stability, I'm sure, will be as good or if not better than these ones right here. We can go now into, yeah, we're talking about weight. Let's move on and on to stability. We talked about it a little bit. But yeah, because of the dimensions, the broad basis in relation to the heights of the kings, the stability in these pieces is outstanding. Board size, right here you're looking at a 2-inch 3/8 inch board. Right, does that make sense? Size 3.38 inches. And I like the way these pieces sit here. They give you just enough room. It's very nice. I don't like when the pieces are too close together, and I don't like them when they're too far apart either, of course. But yeah, they sit here very nicely. Now I created this little paper square. These are 2.5-inch squares. Pardon my ghetto laminate work. You can tell this is just, packing tape. I printed this in color and then I put some tape in there. Look at the way the pieces sit in there. Just a tad, it's a little bit more snug, right? So that will be the 2.25-inch square, like a vinyl board you will get. Might not be a big deal to you. It's not a big deal to me. If I had to play with these on a board like this, it will be fine as well. I wouldn't really care. But if I had a choice, I would choose the slightly bigger size square board. Have a compliance to tournament specifications. They meet all standards. These pieces, according to my caliper, the kings are 3.7 inches tall, although advertised at 3.75, just a tiny bit shorter, with a base of 1.73 inches. That corresponds to 46.75% ratio base to top. And if you're wondering how I get that ratio, is you measure the diameter of the base and divide it by the height, and then you get the percentage. Simple as that. So compliance to that, compliance to tournament specifications and pieces standards according to FIDE and US Chess Federation. It meets all the standards. Let's see what else. Okay, how about likability scale? I love these pieces. I would put these pieces at a 9.5 out of 10. Again, if you're thinking about buying them, go for it. If you already bought them, great. Share your video. The reason why I started making these videos is because I couldn't find reviews like these in detail by consumers, by owners of these pieces. I mean, at least not a whole lot. So, make your own, and I would like to watch them, watch your videos as well. So yeah, it's likability skill. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your views and your likes. Leave me comments, suggestions, criticisms. It won't hurt my feelings if you don't like these videos, and if you want to let me know, by all means, go for it. Alright, at any rate, we'll see you next week with a different review. Thank you guys. Cheers. Hey, what's up, chess friends? This is DT with Chess Reviews, bringing you a review of the amazing professional series Chessmen by House of Staunton. This particular set is a 3 3/4-inch king and rosewood and boxwood. The set you see in front of you here, this is a 2003 set, so it's, it has a few years in them. They might be slightly different than the ones that you might get now, but I think overall this will give you a really good idea of what you will get. So let's begin with application. I have broken down application in 3 categories. One is blitz, fast play, how well will the pieces do in that role. Another one is a showpiece. If I display them in my house, in my cigar room, how will they do there? And then just regular play at the club or in the house, slower paced than fast, than blitz. So for blitz, these pieces are amazing. They have these really broad bases. Let me move the pieces a little bit here. They have these really broad bases, and they're very adequately weighted, thus making these pieces, I already begun with the banging of the tripod, making these pieces extremely stable. I don't know if you saw that, but that's quite the tilt. I mean, you can go all Michael Jackson in these guys, and they will drop like any other set, but they're very, very, very stable. The only caveat I would give you when it comes to say